Hi students, in surface chemistry today we are going to discuss about catalysis. Students, in our last video lecture we discussed about adsorption. Student, I told you that in surface chemistry we have to discuss three different articles. In that, first one is adsorption, second one is catalysis, and third one is colloids. In adsorption we discussed that the process of accumulation of one substance on the surface of another substance is known as adsorption, and the substance which provide surface area for accumulation of the molecules of another substance is known as adsorbate. If this is the substance which provides surface area for accumulation of other substances shown by small circles, then this substance is termed as adsorbent, and this one is adsorbate. Now, if the bonding between adsorbate and adsorbent is of physical type, that is van der Waals forces, then it is termed as physisorption. And if the bonding is of chemical nature, that are ionic or covalent bonding, then it is termed as chemisorption. Student, factors affect, we discussed differences between absorption, adsorption, physisorption, chemisorption, and factors which affect the extent of adsorption and rate of adsorption. All that portion is completed in that video. Now, in today's video, we are going to discuss about another article from surface chemistry known as catalyst. Student, we know that the substances which enhances rate of reaction are known as catalyst. What are catalyst? The substances other than reactant. The substances other than reactant means they are not reactant. The substances other than reactant which which increases rate of reaction are known as catalysts. What are catalysts? The substances other than reactant which increases rate of reaction are known as catalysts, or the substances which increases rate of reaction without taking part in a reaction are also known as catalysts. Catalysts are most important in industry and in biological system also. Without catalyst, rate of reaction cannot be increased. Catalyst increases rate of reaction, and due to that, time required to obtain the product, energy required to obtain the product gets decreased, and due to that, cost of production also decreases and profit making of the industry increases. We can say like that. Now, the process of increasing rate of reaction by adding catalyst is known as catalysis. What is meant by catalysis? Catalysis is the process in which rate of reaction is increased by adding the substance other than reactant is known as catalysis. Now, this catalysis, or we can say that catalyst, can be categorized into two categories. One is homogeneous catalysis. Homogeneous catalysis or homogeneous catalyst, and another is heterogeneous catalyst. Now, what are homogeneous catalysts? Means the catalysts and reactant present in the reaction mixture are in one phase. For example, reaction of oxidation of sulfur dioxide into sulfur trioxide in presence of nitric oxide catalyst is example of homogeneous catalysis. Now see here, 2SO2, this is gas which reacts with oxygen gas in presence of catalyst nitric oxide, which is also gas, and we are getting 2SO3, which is also the gas. So all reactant, product and catalyst are in one phase, that is they are in gaseous state. So such type of catalysis is termed as homogeneous catalysis. Another example is hydrolysis of cane sugar to give glucose and fructose. Now, cane sugar has formula C12S22O11. Its aqueous solution means molecules are in aqueous solution. Hydrolysis means reaction with water, and here catalyst is H2SO4, which is also the aqueous solution, dilute H2SO4, and we are getting C6H12O6 glucose and C6H12O6 fructose. They are in the form of aqueous solution. So we can say that all reactant, product and catalyst, they are in aqueous solution, means all are in liquid, means all are in one phase. So this is also the example of homogeneous catalysis. Then another example, all enzymes in body, they catalyze the reaction in aqueous medium, means enzyme are also in the solution, and the substrate is also in the solution. For example, protein can be hydrolyzed by proteolytic enzyme into alpha amino acid, means enzyme, protein, alpha amino acids all are in aqueous medium, means this is example of homogeneous catalysis. Enzymes are the biocatalyst, and iodide ion, another example, iodide ion find use as homogeneous catalyst in decomposition of aqueous hydrogen peroxide, means this hydrogen peroxide, its aqueous solution, when iodide ion means potassium iodide, sodium iodide, aqueous solution converts H2O liquid and O2 gas. Here this catalyst and reactant are in one phase, so we can say that it is an example of homogeneous catalyst. Another type of catalysis is heterogeneous catalysis. In this, reactant are in one phase and catalyst is in another phase. When reactant and catalyst are in different phase, then the catalysis is known as heterogeneous catalysis. Means reactant are either gases or in aqueous solution and catalyst is in solid phase, then the catalysis is termed as heterogeneous catalysis. Generally, in heterogeneous catalysis, catalysts are solid and reactant may be either gaseous or liquids or in aqueous solution. Solid catalyst is added to reaction mixture. Hmm? Means reaction mixture is there, and when we add solid catalyst in that reaction mixture, then we get product. Means reaction mixture is either liquid or gaseous, but the catalyst is solid. So such type of examples comes under the heterogeneous catalysis. Another example, we know that preparation of ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen. Here nitrogen is gas, hydrogen is gas. They on heating under pressure gives ammonia gas. Here catalyst is iron in presence of K2O and Al2O3. So this iron is solid and nitrogen, hydrogen and ammonia are gases. So all catalyst and reactant does not exist in one phase. So preparation of ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen gas in presence of Fe catalyst is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. Here these K2O and Al2O3 are the promoters. What are promoters? The substances which increases catalytic activity of catalyst are known as promoters. Do you understand, student? What are promoters? The substances which increases catalytic property of catalyst are known as promoters. Means F is catalyst, but in presence of K2O its catalytic property increases. So K2O is what? Promoter, we can say that. Al2O3 prevent fusion of Fe particles. Means due to presence of Al2O3, Fe particles remains spread, and due to that more surface area gets available for accumulation of gases like nitrogen and hydrogen. K2O causes chemisorption of nitrogen atoms as these gases gets absorbed and Fe, and this Fe is responsible for reaction of this nitrogen and hydrogen to form the ammonia. So now here we have to say only that nitrogen, hydrogen and ammonia are gases and this Fe is solid. So this is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. Another example for heterogeneous catalysis is hydrogenation of oils and fats. Oils are triglyceride of unsaturated fatty acids. They are reactive. If they are stored for longer period, oil become rancid. To avoid their rancidity, in industry, oils are converted into solid fat by hydrogenation process. Means oils containing carbon-carbon double bond is converted into carbon-carbon single bond by using nickel, platinum, palladium, finely divided these metals, and these double bond gets converted into single bond, and this type of bonding containing glyceride are solid at room temperature, and they are termed as fats or artificial ghee or vanaspati ghee, or we can say normally it is dalda. Means in dalda industry heterogeneous catalysis is used, in that vegetable oils are converted into vanaspati ghee or dalda. Now another example of this heterogeneous catalysis is in automobile. Catalytic converters are used. Automobile exhaust gases contain large number of pollutants. If that pollutants are directly given in atmosphere, then pollution occur. If in exhaust gases, these exhaust gases, when treated with certain compounds, they are the solid substances, all pollutants are the gases. These pollutants react with solid catalyst, and these pollutant gases get converted into element like nitrogen, oxygen. Means oxides of nitrogen are the pollutants. Exhaust gases contain oxides of nitrogen, then sulfur. They can cause air pollution. If some catalysts are there, then these pollutants get converted into non-poisonous gases. Now here in automobile, during combustion of fuel, if PB is there, then the catalyst used to convert pollutant into non-polluted gases, this PB decreases catalytic activity. Due to that, pollutants do not get easily converted into non-poisonous, non-hazardous gases. So this type of impurity, if present in petrol, diesel, then the conversion of pollutant into non-pollutant gases gets arrested. So such type of component which decreases the catalytic activity of catalyst is termed as poisons. So to decrease the activity of this PB, petrol, diesel, rockel must be PB free, means that fuel does not contain lead. We can say that sisa rahit petrol, means the petrol, diesel does not contain lead. Now catalyst increases rate of reaction. Catalysts are of two types, homogeneous, heterogeneous. The substances which increases the rate of catalyst catalytic activity of catalysts are known as promoters, and the substances which decreases the catalytic activity of catalyst are known as poisons. Now there are certain substances which does not increases rate of reaction, but they decreases rate of reactions, and such substances are known as inhibitors or retarders. These substances which decreases rate of reaction are known as inhibitors or retarders. Means the substances which without taking part in a chemical reaction can decrease rate of reaction are known as inhibitors or retarders. They are also important. For example, in early days, chloroform CHCl3 was used as anesthetic during surgical operations. But if the chloroform sample is contaminated with carbonyl chloride CoCl2, this is also known as phosgen, and it is deadly poisonous component. So we require the chloroform which does not contain phosgen, or we require the substance which inhibit the formation of carbonyl chloride or phosgen, or which retard the formation of carbonyl chloride. Here chloroform when exposed to air and sunlight gets converted into carbonyl chloride, means CHCl3 chloroform when exposed to air, means oxygen from air in presence of sunlight. Here we get 4 CoCl2, then 2 H2O and 2 Cl2. Now this Cl2 being gas gets escaped, but in chloroform sample this phosgen remains as it is. Now this phosgen being poisonous, toxic, anesthetic activity of chloroform gets arrested, means patient does not recover due to contamination of chloroform with phosgen. So we have to take precaution that the chloroform sample does not contain phosgen. If small amount of ethanol is added to chloroform, then what happens? This reaction gets prevented or retarded or inhibited. Means ethyl alcohol present in chloroform sample decreases the rate of formation of phosgen. So we can say that ethyl alcohol is inhibitor or retarder that prevent the formation of phosgen, or that prevent the oxidation of chloroform into phosgen. Then another another example of inhibition is we know that hydrogen peroxide can be easily decomposed to water and oxygen. If we have to stop decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen, we have to use substances which decreases rate of this reaction. That substances are nothing but the inhibitors or retarders. Which substances are used to retard or inhibit the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide? Then we can say that any dilute acid dilute acid or glycerol can be used as a retarder that decreases rate of decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen. Now, after discussing about catalyst, then promoters, then poisons, homogeneous catalysis, heterogeneous catalysis, inhibitors, we'll discuss about what is mechanism of catalysis in heterogeneous catalysis. Now, in heterogeneous catalysis, adsorption phenomenon is observed. Adsorption, it is known to us that the process of accumulation of one substance on the surface of another substance. What happens here? Catalytic action occurs on the surface of a catalyst. The mechanism of catalysis in case of heterogeneous catalysis is of 5 steps. In first step, what happen? Reactant that may be either gaseous or liquid get diffused in catalyst, because in heterogeneous catalysis catalyst is solid and that gaseous reactant or liquid reactant get diffused in this solid. This is first step. Then the diffused gases or liquid in solid gets adsorbed, means we can say that reactant molecule get adsorbed on the surface of solid catalyst, means adsorption of reactant on the surface of catalyst is the second. First step is diffusion, then another is adsorption, and the adsorbed reactant chemically react, or occurrence of chemical reaction on the catalyst surface and formation of an intermediate, means in third step adsorbed reactant forms intermediate. Intermediate means the substance which is in between reactant and product, means that can lead to the formation of product. Intermediate are the unstable compound which easily break into product, and that intermediate breaks. Here we get intermediate, and intermediate break to give product, and the formed product gets escaped from the surface of adsorption, and that process is known as desorption. Adsorbed reactant forms intermediate, intermediate get converted into product, and product get desorbed from the surface to give the catalyst again, and that can be recycled again and again. So this is nothing but the mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis that act on principle of adsorption. Important feature of solid catalysis is that their catalytic activity depends on strength of chemisorption, means importance of feature of solid catalysis. What is importance? Number one, catalytic activity of catalyst depend on strength of chemisorption, means the adsorbent and reactant molecule undergo which type of adsorption, then we can say that they undergo chemisorption. If the chemical bond between adsorbate and adsorbent is very strong, then that catalyst is not better. But chemisorption must be there, but less strength bond between adsorbent and adsorbate should be there, because they can easily dissociate to give product again. uh, Most of the D block element have tendency to act as better adsorbent, like Fe, vanadium, chromium, strongly active towards oxygen, ethylene, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, CO2, N2. Therefore, in these reactions, these transition metal can be used as catalyst. Mn and copper are unable to absorb adsorb nitrogen and carbon dioxide. So the reaction involving nitrogen and CO2, this catalyst cannot be used. The metals like magnesium and lithium adsorb oxygen selectively. So the reaction involving existence of oxygen or participation of oxygen, these catalysts are important. Then catalytic selectivity means if the reactant are same, if we use different catalyst, then we will get same reactant will give different product. For example, means when we change the catalyst for same reactant, we will get different product. For example, C2H4 ethylene on reacting with oxygen in presence of palladium and Al2O3 will give acetaldehyde. Means ethylene and oxygen is giving acetaldehyde, but in presence of palladium and Al2O3. If same reactant, ethylene and oxygen, is treated with each other in presence of silver and Al2O3, will get ethylene oxide, that is CH2 single bond CH2O. Means we are using ethylene and oxygen, but we are not getting same product. Here product is decided by the catalyst. Means for the same reactant, catalyst selectivity is important. Which catalyst we use, that decide the product. Ethylene and oxygen in presence of palladium gives acetaldehyde. Ethylene and oxygen in presence of silver gives ethylene oxide. So we can say that for same reactant, different catalyst gives different product. The gaseous carbon monoxide and hydrogen produces different product by using different catalyst. Means another example, this carbon monoxide and hydrogen in presence of nickel gives methane and H2O. Instead of nickel, if we use copper, zinc, copper in presence of zinc oxide and chromic oxide as catalyst, will get methyl alcohol. Means here carbon monoxide, hydrogen, hydrogen. We are just changing the catalyst and we are getting the different product. Means carbon monoxide and hydrogen in presence of nickel gives methane, and carbon monoxide and hydrogen in presence of copper gives methanol. So we can say that catalytic selectivity for same reaction is important. Now, zeolites or aluminosilicates with three-dimensional network of silicate are important catalysts. Some silicon atoms in the network are replaced by aluminum atoms, giving, we know that silicate contain SiO Si bond. If some silicon are replaced by aluminum, then we get aluminosilicate. And the these substances are known as zeolites, and which are used as selective catalyst in petroleum industry to convert alcohol into gasoline. Special type of zeolite known as ZSMS that convert alcohol directly into gasoline by dehydration, which gives a mixture of different hydrocarbon, and petrol is nothing but the mixture of different hydrocarbon. So student, in while concluding, in catalysis we can say that the process of increasing rate of reaction without taking part in it is known as catalysis. The substance which is responsible to increase the rate of reaction is known as catalyst. It may be either homogeneous or heterogeneous. The substance which increases the catalytic activity of catalyst are known as promoters. The substance which decreases the catalytic activity of catalyst are known as poisons. And mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis depends on adsorption principle, and catalyst gives different product from same reactant. Some specially made zeolite can act as catalyst which convert the alcohol into gasoline or petrol. So with this we completed the topic surface chemistry containing second article, that is catalysis. In our next video we will discuss about colloids. We will stop here student. Thank you.